Welcome guys to another medieval battle with Midnight Games Online. We are playing Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD, the free mod for Total War Attila. And tonight we have a night siege for you. This is a 5-star battle, which is the highest replay rating our replays can achieve. So buckle up and enjoy this nighttime siege battle. We have the Abbasids attacking a Zengid stronghold. So first off, let's take a look at the Abbasid army. This is my army here, and there is the Caliph. And if you look really close, I love the details on these units, but if you look really close at this unit, you can see a gorgeous Damascus steel sword there with the straight edge. Just absolutely well done. You can see the dark ripples in the Damascus steel, probably the best steel in the world in this era. And this is the unit of the Caliph. This is my general here. This is an early era siege battle. Only units with 13th century armor are on the field. No high era or late era units were allowed. Looking through the Gulam foot guards over here, these guys are quite elite. They have bows, and then they have some swords and shields as well, round shields. Very cool colors here for the Abbasids. 5 units of those. This is a 2 versus 2 siege battle, a nighttime siege, and it is large armies, guys. 5 missiles max. We had the general, and then we do have some of these Gulam lancers here. So very cool. 2 units of those, and a unit of these Mamluks. There's their commander here. I do wonder, yep, only one of these I think per army. The game caps the Mamluks at 1 per army. They are a heavy hybrid shock cav, and we had 3 cavalry plus a general max per team, as well as 3 shock infantry. These are the Tabaderia. I gave these guys a gold chevron, so some extra bonus points. Very cool looking general with the lamellar scale mail there. Just really nice looking units. And there's another one over here with a regular bronze chevron and a 3rd one there. And we do have some the Aljuns here, which are the medium melee infantry. I did give these guys a gold chevron. Very cool looking unit. 2nd one there. 3rd one kind of here on the riverbank. And then we have a lot of these spears in the towers, as well as a few of the Aljun medium infantry as well that don't have gold chevrons. I kind of kept the gold chevron units back. Now my ally here is also the Abbasids, and we're attacking this Zengid stronghold here. So knowing that it's night and we can't really see the gates on the far side of the stronghold, and Cav being able to kind of circle out at any moment, you know, because this is really all we see here. If I turn off the HUD, it's kind of like that. You know, we don't see, like during the replay, we can kind of see where the Cav are, but right now we don't see any of that. We decided that, you know, we're going to be pretty careful here, and obviously they can pull out of any gate in the back and whip around and come this way, so I just told my ally to be ready with that, and he does have some spears over here. Or they can come out the gate, but they could also hit us if they wrap around that way and come over this bridge or come over this bridge. Those are the other 2 ways to kind of come at us from this side, but the river blocks off everything else. So what I did is I did block off this bridge here with 2 spears just out of range of this arrow tower here, and I did block off this bridge as well with a spear unit with the little chevron attached. So here we get a good look at the spears. These are the medium spear infantry. And of course, guys, as with all our replays, if you want to skip ahead to the battle itself, just click the timestamp in the description below. It'll take you right to the action. I think we've done my army now. As we continue the army compositions, we're going to go over and look at my allies' army. Again, these are the Abbasid factions here in this 2 versus 2 large armies siege battle for the early era. My ally here, his name is the Crafton. That's right, the Crafton. And he does have a general over here. It's not the Caliph, it is a Amir. And we can kind of see him here. Cool looking general with the red kind of cap. And that looks like a feather in that cap. So yeah, cool shield. I like the colors of his bodyguard and his own colors there. And let's see here, he does have some cavalry. He only brings 2 cav, and they are the shock cav. And here we get it. I think this is kind of mixed up his units here with these other ones. But this unit here, oh, we see them, the ones with the lances. This is the Turkmen. Nope, that is not the Turkmen. That is the Fursan cav. Here we can see them very well. The Lancers, and these here are the Turkmen Jun horse archers. So we kind of mix these 2 units here. The horse archers scattered through and kind of staggered with his Fursan heavy shock cav. So he only brings 2 of the heavy shock cav. He did bring 2 missile cav. And then we have the Al-Jund bow infantry. So instead of bringing the really good hybrid units, he brings these regular archers, medium bow infantry. Very cool looking colors though. Although they are not the most effective unit. He does bring some light melee infantry. These are the Ayarum, and they do have some throwing capabilities. They can throw 3 basically objects. I think it is Pili, possibly. He's got a few of those. He has another one on the battering ram. These are the Juns that I have as well. It looks like he has 2 battering rams for some reason. These are the light spear infantry, Tua, and he does. Oh, and he has some Al-Jun here, so he does bring the medium spear infantry. These are the heaviest spears that the Abbasids have. So good choice here on these ones. 2, 3 of those. He does have a trebuchet and some more of these Al-Juns. So guarding his flank here in case he sees any cav whip around, he does have a good number of spears there. And then more of these light spears in the front. On the towers, he's got some of the Jund medium melee. And more of these light spears kind of flanking the battering ram. So kind of a nice mix in his army. Kind of went light with it, I would say, and maybe didn't take some of the units that you would hope to bring to a siege, like the Tabaderia here, because again, we are the same faction, but it did bring Tabaderia. You know, I brought all 3 units and he didn't bring any, so I think maybe just getting used to the game a bit for him. But those were our 2 army compositions, so let's move on to the defenders. These are the Zengids. They are played by Billy the Kid 17 and M. Donalavi. For me, viewing this replay, it's going to be virtually impossible to tell the 2 apart, so we'll kind of just do them together. Here's the one Zengid general. And this is the Sifislar. Kind of see him here. He's got a very, very wicked looking mace, or what is that, a club? Looks like a club, like a staff here. Yeah, look at that with the steel head. Very, very interesting looking general. And it looks like he's got ammunition too, like most of these Eastern generals do. And then we have the same general over here, but with a silver chevron. My thinking is this is probably Billy the Kid's general, because Billy the Kid is really known for his using his general to sort of the maximum effect, you know, for maximum damage and inflicting maximum casualties rather than sort of playing passive and keeping his general in the back. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like they do have some barricades up here in the center. We see some hybrids. These are the Foot Ascari, heavy melee range infantry. We have the medium spear infantry over here. Some Ghazis. These are the light bows. More light spear infantry here. As we go through their armies, just a ton of them, a ton of light spear infantry, and he does have men on the walls. More of the same, more of the light spears. Getting information. Here we do have light bows, the Ghazis, as well. So these guys mixing it up too with bows and hybrid bows. And then we have some of these skirmishers. Now the cool part in this battle was, since it's a night battle, we decided only fire projectiles were allowed just for the effects. Of course, a skirmisher cannot throw fire projectiles, and neither can the generals. But otherwise, they had to bring the fire projectors. We see the Jazeera. These are heavy melee infantry. So we do have some of those. And more of these foot Askari here. And this is Amdona Levy's trebuchet here. And looks like a Jazeera spearman over there. Billy the Kid, I wonder where his trebuchet is. His trebuchet is in the inner keep here. And the capture point being over here. This is the final victory point. So they do have some spears guarding this entrance. And then they have units that can fall back and guard over here. Although for now it looks like they're just holding a barricade. And they have spears guarding this entrance. And there are more arrow towers, these little things. 6 of them kind of guarding the inner keep. You know, on top of the arrow towers outside of the on the outer walls. So I think that roughly covers their armies. I think we missed some of the cav. So he's got camels over here, camel cav, and then over here we do have some heavy shot cavalry from the Zengids. Very cool. And this was the other general. More cavalry over here. These are the Askari, heavy shot cavalry. And a light shot cavalry there, the Bedouin horsemen. So that about does it, guys, for the army compositions. Let's enjoy this battle now.
Deliver this place, and I promise you shall be rewarded.
And we do have the first fire here at night. Coming in from, maybe from this trebuchet over here, possibly. And the arrow towers firing away already. In this night siege, guys, just a really scenic view here. With the moon up there. And the beginnings of the siege, so the trebuchets are being moved into position here. And the arrow towers are firing away. And we already have some incoming fire here. And a gorgeous hit there by the captain, firing away. And it looks like we have 2 dead Jazeera spears, the first loss of this battle. And now Dona Levy is going to return fire. And he does absolutely crunch some spearmen here as well. And these fire projectiles just looking gorgeous in this night siege here. And Dona Levy's trebuchet is in a bit of trouble here. And there goes one of them. One of the 4 trebuchets is down. An amazing, amazing feat so early in the battle here. And he is down to 28 men and only 3 out of the 4 trebuchet constructs. So that is usually a nice success here early going in the siege. And this trebuchet in this night siege firing away some more fire shots here from the Crafton. And he does hit 2 of the trebuchets. And another one comes in and the 4th catches on fire. He has completely wiped out this trebuchet, guys. That is normally a death sentence, or this early in a siege, to lose all your artillery. Amazing shots here by the Crafton. Very good start for him. Siege tower's already moving, battering ram already moving into position. I'm also moving into assault this wall over here. And he is still firing away. Possibly trying to light some of the city on fire. Oh no, he's targeting this arrow tower for now. Maybe he just left his trebuchet on fire and he's going to, yep, it looks like he is turning it off now. And these Joan infantry are trying to push in with the battering ram in this night siege. You can see the siege towers grinding alongside them. They're moving in here against the oncoming arrow towers. we are moving in here, guys, right to the action. And we can see now that these horses here are just kind of waiting on this side. And it'll be interesting to see what happens next. These towers here are kind of pausing on the side for now. And here we go. Just some final positioning here by the defenders. It looks like they may not actually be holding the walls too aggressively, but just as I say that, actually, it looks like they are coming up here with some spears up these stairwells here to hold there and around the gates as well. So they are coming up at the last second here. But they might not be doing it over on my side. And it looks like we do have the very first battle starting up here. The Abbasids on the left. The Zengid's trying to just like run through them. And here though, they are turning to fight. So we have Abbasid warriors here on the right and the Zengid spearmen here on the left. Let's enjoy cinematic view, guys. The arrow towers are scoring some kills here too, firing directly down into the Abbasid ranks of the Crafton here. Now my tower is moving in as well. Kind of wary with nobody out here on the walls, and have my spears here in just ready just in case there is any action over here. You see them, they're actually in the shield formation here, guarding those bridges. And my men are on the walls too, but there's nobody on the walls to oppose them right here. And we do have some a sneaky little move here with these Jazeera infantry hurling their pili down from behind the battlements and causing this unit to break as the arrow towers help them out. Very nice moves, and they're still hurling their pili at them. And that's 70 men dead now, this unit with 51 kills, so very good work here. And the battering ram has only damaged the gate down, well, it damaged it to 93, but the gate is still functional. At this point, I am trying to move some archers up. And some artillery fire from the top here.
The gates are destroyed! Forward!
Perhaps not the easiest target to hit with artillery, but he does score a couple of kills. And it seems like he has destroyed the gate as well with that volley. And these archers have moved up. Looks like I'm sending 4 out of the 5 Gulam guards up. And here we do see a nice fight on the walls here. It's light spears taking on the Abbasid warriors, with artillery kind of aiming in overhead here in this nighttime siege. And we have some beautiful, beautiful fire arrows. The artillery, though, firing in, targeting some units on the wall there. More artillery fire coming down into the city.
Fire, you fools!
And some gorgeous looking fire arrows loosing at the men on these walls here. So these guys have a minus buff from the fire projectiles. They're trying to lift up their shields to block this, but they're getting hit kind of by the Oscar here, who already have one kill. Trebuchet is still trying to fire away. I'm not sure what the target is here. Maybe they were trying to aim at those bows. And at this point, we do have some of my archers climbing up on the wall since nobody's challenging the wall here. Big shots by the Trebuchet, and he does slam into that unit with one of his giant fireballs there, and he scores a few kills. The Crafton's units here on the wall starting to break. Oh, just a great shot there from that Trebuchet. And more fire shots coming in. Let's see if we can get a good look at this. Just devastating here. Setting men on fire. Down to 67 men with this heavy Gulam unit. So some great shots with Trebuchet fired by the captain. We do now have my archers starting to take this wall here, protected by the spears, with nobody challenging them, so they are firing down. And just firing down, and this just looks fantastic, guys, in this nighttime siege. And now we have two archer units firing at them, at these retreating men. Just fantastic looking. In fact, three archer units are now firing at them. And we are starting to pick up some casualties. So great stuff here, great visuals. Now this rule kind of does hamper us because the fire arrows don't have the best range, nor do they have the best damage. They're only really good at breaking really weak units. And it looks like the Zengids are firing back here at my men. So that's the trouble with this. It's great for special effects, but not really great for winning battles. Although both sides were playing by the same rules here. We do have these medium melee infantry of the Crafton here, controlling the Abbasids, on the walls, taking on the Zengids. Zengid infantry on the right, the Abbasid infantry on the left here. Oh, just a gruesome decapitation with that spear there. But these infantry doing quite well, and they just have them locked up in a perfect position here, protecting their own towers, which are just scoring kills by the dozen. And now he is firing a really nice shot here from the Crafton here, firing up and over and into the backs of this blob of spears. So very nice work here. It looks like he may have ran into some pin traps there, or maybe that was his tower that ran him over, but still good work here, firing into the backs of these men. Again, he would be doing more damage with a regular shot, but he did agree to fire arrows only. So not much you can do about that. And these archers not really having the best targets here. Firing down. And my other archer units now firing over at some Jazeera infantry. And taking fire from the arrow towers. It's kind of a grindy siege so far. Now, note that we did start with 6,700 men, and they had about 5,500, so a nice edge in numbers for us, the Abbasids. So as this kind of grinds on, we will fast forward here for a bit, guys, because this is a very grindy siege. As you can see, basically archers still pummeling this blob here. This wall now completely clear of Abbasid infantry. The trebuchet trying to take some very difficult shots here through the siege tower at these men. And this unit just completely pinned on the wall here. So for now, that's kind of where we're at. Looping shots overhead, not doing much.
The enemy have destroyed us.
Oh, and it does look like one of my towers burned. So I did get this unit off unscathed, and they're running up a different way. And now more men being thrown up on the walls by the Zengids. The Crafton's men here just surrounded, hemmed in, and just being shredded. We look, these guys are trying to use their Pili, and they are succeeding. So these guys just pinned and being missiled from every direction by Pili, by arrow towers. And this trebuchet, you know, start out the battle so well, but at this point just kind of wasting ammo. Only 4 shots left and only 58 kills, although notably it did destroy one of the enemy trebuchets. We're back into normal speed now, guys. Just wanted to fast forward that part of the battle that really not much was going on. There's a good shot. Not a great one though. I'm still fighting for this corner tower here. And the battle continues there for this.
The enemy refuses to admit defeat.
This whole wall here, there's nobody challenging me. I'm kind of just sitting here. I don't want to go down into the city because I know that lurking around are these generals and these cav that can take out my spears pretty quickly, or any infantry I send down. So for now, we're holding the walls. We're firing down with some archers. And trying to help the ally out here. But we do see some enemy cav here sneaking in, and they may yet be invisible right now. Big trebuchet shot, and just a gorgeous hit here by Crafton. But again, he's going for these very difficult shots instead of trying to save that ammunition here. Here's another one. Just sailing overhead there, but he is lighting the city on fire a little bit when he does that. And now here we see, as he's sending more infantry to the walls, we see this cavalry circling around, trying to be as sneaky as possible here. And they do go into this brush, which is kind of big and may give them some cover. Yep, and they're now hidden. Very sneaky move here by the defenders. The archers here just not really doing well. They've probably lost way too many men in these pit traps here, as we can see. And not to mention what they're getting hit with, all 3 of these arrow towers, 4 of them. These Gulam foot guards now only lost 1 man, and they do have 21 kills. They are raining down fire. These ones are sort of conserving ammo for now. These ones are attacking that unit in the back. Already starting to get some kills with 7. And at this point, I'm not sure if he has seen this cav yet, but it is coming in at him. They have left the cover And they're now in an area without cover, moving back into an area with cover. And they're moving in pretty quick. And you've got to think that the target is that artillery there or the general. And at this point, I mean, they're very close. Very close. It's making me nervous just watching this replay. I don't remember what happens. But here we go. These archers still firing away. I'm sending some reinforcements up on the wall here, climbing the ladder. But in the meantime, more importantly, we do have some big moves here by the Cav. And let's see when he sees this, if he sees this. I mean, they're right behind him now. I don't know, he's targeting the spears now for some reason. And here go the Askari, the heavy shot cavalry, charge, and just flattening some of these spears. Beautiful. The general, though, the Amir, is charging in himself, the Abbasids. Nice charge by the Amir to try to save his infantry. And he is smartly throwing in infantry as well. But the Amir seems to have gotten the worst of that. He lost 17 men. The Askari have only lost 6. The spears are moving in. And the Amir, for some reason, pulling out of combat. This is a big no-no in 12-12 when you pull out of combat like that. Because he just lost another 10 men. And he got hit by the charge. So this is very... And he's moving in again, pulling through again.
Allies general is dead.
And there you have it. Dead general. Dead general. Yeah, very, very, very rough go. So he started the battle so well with killing that trebuchet, but now he's lost his general, guys. And my Cav just too late on the scene to come around. He has not moved his other Cav yet. Not my ally. So these Askari have certainly done what they've came to do, and they're pulling away now. Very unfortunate. And his general dead. You know, his trebuchet is actually out of ammo now, by the looks of it. And his whole flank on the wall, all of his men are now wavering. The general dying is a big loss of morale to these men. And it looks like he has some men trying to push through this actual gate now that the gate's broken. And I never like doing this because of the oil. So that's sort of rough there too. More arrows flying down here, guys. We are going to fast forward this phase one more time of this battle. We do see the defending Zengids shuffling some cav around in the center here. And as we see here, this wall not doing well at all.
The enemy has obliterated an entire unit.
So we'll just fast forward this part of the battle, guys, because this one was very grindy. And I do fire some trebuchet shots here manually at that unit there, and I do score 17 kills, so not bad over here. And notably, he does pull his men over my way. He's actually moving his trebuchet crew away from the trebuchets as well. Since they are completely out of ammo, they can now fight in hand-to-hand. 92 kills from the trebuchet, not bad, honestly, not bad. And he did kill 4 trebuchet constructs with that too, so that's pretty impressive. I'm doing well on my wall, but just kind of can't get to that gate. This is the gate we need to open. There's no gates on my wall. So I'm going to fast forward as this whole army shifts. Now the Zengids are moving their own archers and some foot guard, their foot Askari hybrids, into position as well.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
So this is interesting. And the archers there, not quite sure what they're doing, it looks like they might be going for the shot again at these infantry over here. But now we can see in the back more Cav swarming around, so we're just fast forwarding as that happens, because nothing else is really going on except this continued fight on this corner. The Crafton's men just completely have lost on the walls here. There is not a single Abbasid left on these walls, just a bunch of corpses here and a bunch of Zengid standing over them. So this wall, the attack on the main wall with the gate, has not gone well, unfortunately. And we do have light spear infantry, like just a whole horde of them moving up. Now the man count at the beginning was 1,200 in the favor of the Abbasids of us. Now they are up by about 400 men. So they've turned the tables for sure. And one of the generals is dead. I do get some good shots here with the archers down into the enemies, into the Zengids. But oh, it looks like we're back. All right, we'll go back to real time here. We do have a horseman unit here. This was from Billy the Kid, trying to make some dangerous plays here
Their unit has rallied
with these horses. And it looks like he's trying to target some archers here. And maybe he will think better of it and turn back. Now the Crafton, who has sort of abandoned his own position, is trying to move back toward his own position. And it looks like we are trying to catch this unit of horses here. And we do get them. We do get them. And for now, this looks like a bit of a cav engagement, but all of a sudden, this giant horde of men is exiting here. And we do see a general, but no, he's kind of back. And that unit of Bedouin horsemen from Billy the Kid has been slaughtered, with very little to no casualties among my cav.
An entire unit has perished.
And at this point, I'm trying to move in some of my elite swords to help, but they are far away, as are most of my reserves. And we see this cav swinging around over here as well. And meanwhile, the fighting on the walls continues here, as it has all game. These Joan spears trying to take out these heavy spears, the Jazeera spears over here. Some nice kills there, but just a big grind fest. I'm breaking through some units, but they actually now have the numbers advantage, which is scary since they're the defenders. And the archers are firing down. So we're a little unsure as to what's going on, because this giant squad of infantry is moving forward, and we're pushing forward whatever we can now. I'm sending my shock infantry, sending these elite swords with gold chevrons, and he is sending pretty much all of his infantry. For some reason came all the way over to my side and now is trying to come back. And we said, are these guys getting very cocky? I mean, they are now up by, what is this, like 400 men? Is this a mistake by them, or what's going on here? So again, we're moving up what we can to his side. But what my ally, the Crafton, didn't know is that you can actually take an enemy's trebuchet, and Donalavi's artillery crew has just stolen his trebuchet. He ran out of ammo, but his artillery crew, who lost their trebuchet at the very beginning to Crafton's artillery crew, which had this trebuchet, still have all their ammo, or the majority of their ammo, 17 out of their 18 volleys. And they've now stolen this trebuchet, and that's what this whole plot was for, was to steal this trebuchet. So wow, good job here by Donalavi and Billy the Kid, supporting him, for stealing that trebuchet. And all of a sudden we're like, there's a trebuchet here. that's yours, isn't it? And yeah, so now they're trying to run with this trebuchet and wheel it back into the base slowly. But at this point, I have reinforced my ally enough. I mean, he's kind of waiting for me with enough men and reserves, pretty much all my elites, except a couple that I kept around my trebuchet and the ones that are guarding the bridges from any rear assaults. And those are just regular spears. But all my elites are here now, including the elite shock, the elite swords. But this trebuchet, we sort of realize, is now starting to pull back. They're trying to pull it back to the center here. This was a very, very daring move. And now my ally realizes that he's been duped, and that the trebuchet, was stolen, and that they can actually use it, which was a mechanic that he didn't know actually, can happen. And I didn't know either. So, but it can happen. You can steal an enemy trebuchet. So, and there they go. They're pushing it. They're pushing it in. I am charging here with my swords because I'm like, hey man, they just stole your trebuchet. We need to do something. So now he's moving as well.
The enemy is going for our general.
And here we go. These swords are charging. And as are these swordsmen here. And it looks like they may chew through these Jazeera spears. This trebuchet is really trying to just push through his own spears and get into the center. The horses are moving though. These Mamluk horses do hit the camels, but they have taken a bunch of fire while they did that. And we do have another charge on the side here. There's some infantry rolling through this infantry here. Causing them to waver instantly. We have axes now charging in on this. The camels are breaking. The Crafton has his own calf circling here. And these generals are getting involved. So we do have some Gulam Lancers moving in.
Enemy units have returned to the
And they seem to be targeting a general. And we do catch them. I've caught this general. And now my general's over the side here as well. Looks like he might be charging, and just a giant brawl breaking out here outside of this stronghold. And I don't know where this unit is going, but it was, a second ago it was supporting my general, and now it's not. Oh, it does do a nice rear charge here against the Jazeera infantry, but I think you got to be focused on the cav battle a little more here. And I do hit these Askari. A good charge for my general. And he does send a depleted unit, about 30 men here, with a nice charge into the Askari as well. My general, though, has been flanked and hit by another general.
Our men have given up
And two generals are now attacking my general, along with the Askari here. So this is just sort of dire straits for our army here. In the meantime, this trebuchet has almost made it safely out. I'm trying to send in more cav, what cav I have. And at this point, I am firing fire arrows to try to light this trebuchet on fire in a desperate attempt to do that. And there goes my general wavering. We've killed most of their cav. There goes another charge by my last intact cav unit. It's a nice big charge. But the general does fall. The general does fall. We have surrounded this general here. But our general has fallen. And my ally looks to be almost, his general fell a long time ago. His army, Captain's army seems to be almost completely out. He does go for a very brave charge with the horse archers into the backs of some infantry. They're not going to do too well. And I do charge into the back of this general here and kill. He's attacked in the flank now. Really try to kill some more of them, and he does lose another man there, and a second one. And my spears are charging here. This elite infantry is fighting these heavy melee Jazeera infantry. Over here, let's take a quick look and cinematic view at the infantry battle between the two elites. Zengid's on the left, Abbasids on the right.
Men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing. Enemy units have rallied and returned.
And looks like my horsemen are completely surrounded here, without any help left. Some spears are charging in, but it might be too little, too late. He's trying to pull out with his general, so he will take casualties here from my horses. And there it goes, some casualties from the horsemen. But again, this one horse unit is just completely surrounded.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
And these men on the wall here just firing away. It looks like I've made some progress here, but there's just too many. This is a massive amount of dead men here that we're walking on top of. It's hard to see some of the bodies, but there you can see them a little better. Just the massive bodies. And there's still more to replace them. So on the wall, I have some reserves now, but will it be enough is the question. And at this point, their cav has won. It looks like Dona's general has 30 men left out of the original 53, and they have a tiny little cav unit here that's shaken. And then, of course, Billy the Kid's general here with 200 kills and only 7 deaths. And this is going to be the rest of the Captain's army here. Does not look like it's going to do too well.
Men are broken and are fleeing.
And there is a cav charge into a unit that is not prepared and now is wavering. And then Billy the Kid here charges in as well and just shatters this unit with his general. Great charge by the Zengids here, and these Abbasid infantry are wavering. My infantry is pulling out, but it's probably too late, as these generals will just ride them down.
The enemy has put our ally to the sword.
And that's it. The Captain's army has been completely routed. And now they are going to see this juicy trebuchet unit here, and they will surround it. But not before riding down these Gulam foot guards first. They only have 29 kills. The battle's still raging hot here on the wall. This gate completely safe. And the balance of power not looking good for us.
Enemy units have been rallied.
And I'm in a little triangle position here now. And it does look like they will go for the charge. And we do get some shots off here, and we fell up 2 of the horses, but nice charge into them from the side, and the spears from the other side. That might do it for these blue and foot guards here. And now we do have a little spear triangle here. I'm just trying to adjust. And we do have a manual shot here into the general. And just short, or is this the manual shot? And a direct hit into the general unit. Just absolutely gorgeous. And a second one, taking out almost half of this general unit. And this general circling, it looks like he's going to charge against spears because they're not fully set. But that might be a mistake for him. This general as well, but this unit is in spear wall.
The enemy general is dead.
And we do have one dead general, and that is over here. Donalavi's general has died, charging into those spears.
Nothing remains of this unit now.
And he is gone. But Billy the Kid's general is still alive, and I am trying to just use what I can and fire away with this trebuchet, but it's now locked in hand-to-hand. At least we got one of their generals, is what I was saying, but I mean, that's just a shallow little victory, shallow little battle won in a war that is very clearly lost. Billy the Kid's general here, 340 kills, just terrific use of the general as usual. And now I have moved off the walls and into the city here with this force that I have on the walls. But it's not going to be enough. There's only 750 men left of mine without a general. 3 of the 4 generals in this game are dead. Here's a nice charge to the side by spears. So I am trying to hit this force from several different sides, which is nice. And now that I have these men pinned, my archers are free, the hybrids are free to fire away, get some more kills, but again, these fire arrows are not doing much damage. And at this point I do charge this unit of hybrids in because there's a little gap here and they need to plug it. The good thing is they have 77 kills and they've used most of their ammo. So they're in hand-to-hand now. They're pretty good as they're a hybrid unit in hand-to-hand. Just scored another 2 kills there. This unit here has most of its ammo and it's trying to fire away. At this point we do see that trebuchet over there still trying to wheel its way through, 28 men. And I'm targeting it very clearly. That is something that they can see, kind of the tops of the trebuchets do kind of reach over. And that is, they do lose some volleys here at this trebuchet crew. And trebuchet crew, I'm not sure what they're doing, but honestly it doesn't really matter. They don't really need this trebuchet at this point, since they have us so comprehensively surrounded and outnumbered. Well, I should say me, since my ally is off the field already. The Crafton started really well for him, but a couple of little mistakes can add up really quickly. And more arrows coming down to these men here, and I'm just trying to pick off some of this crew here. But again, this is really not a key in this battle anymore, since the battle is for all intents and purposes over. And we see more arrows plopping down into them. And they are down to just 24 men now. But again, even if I killed them all, it's 2,400 against 600 right now. We're outnumbered 4-1 at this, or I'm outnumbered 4-1 at this stage by these 2 really good Zengid players here. Down to 22 men. There's another one hits the dust. Just so many arrows here from my 1 unit. that is still free to fire. But as we can see, this army is now back in the base, and they're pretty much ready just to crush what's left of my army. So let's enjoy in cinematic view, guys, this big brawl here. We have some Gulen foot guards fighting to the last man against some Jazeera spears. The Gulems here on the right from the Abbasids, and the Zengids on the left. We'll enjoy in cinematic view, guys. This is one of the most grindy sieges I've been part of.
And running for their lives.
But also some very nice moves here, especially that the stealing of that trebuchet, just a tremendous move. This trebuchet is actually shaken though, because we have killed 10 of the crew and their general's dead, so they're booked as shaken here. But now some fire arrows firing up at this unit here from my one free hybrid archer unit, and we do kill some of them and actually break this unit. But again, it's not going to be enough. I think this is very obvious at this stage. 470 is 2200. They did start with 5500, but we started with 6700, almost 6800. So you know, they did lose a good number of men, but we just lost everything, essentially the entire force. Some more fire arrows firing in at these spears here, lowering their morale, trying to pick up a few kills, but it's not looking good at this stage. It is not looking good. And just the morale, having no general, being exhausted and being surrounded, is sort of what we're looking at this point. A massive amount of reinforcements coming in, and I'm rolling whatever I have at them, but it's not going to be.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
And now just the army losses here, causing everything to break. So the Zengids do win, guys. A valiant defeat for the Abbasids, but a defeat nonetheless. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll take a quick look to see if there's any stats. And yes, we do have some stats. So here we go. My cavalry and my general sort of running into their cavalry and then being swarmed. So not the best numbers here. 98 kills here, pretty good. And 26, 69, only 10 for the general, who was surrounded by both of their generals. We have the Jun Spearmen. Not great numbers here. I guess one unit got 94 kills. This unit's still alive. This unit's still alive, but most of them with poor numbers, and this one has 0 kills. Oof. The Algent swords, we have 96, 94, some good numbers, but all of them wiped out. And then the Gulen foot guards here, 33 is pretty poor here, but 190 and 105, down to 24, but this unit's still alive at the end of the battle. I guess it was the one that was firing away and then just decided to retreat. And then 151. So I did make good use of the hybrids. The shock infantry were not really put in a position to succeed. They were just thrown in there. This one did get 101 kills. And the trebuchet, again, wasn't really used much. I did kill a few general bodyguard units, but only 29 is not very good. At that point, we had lost the battle, though. The Crafton's army here, 92 kills for his treb. 102 on this cav unit, only 13 here, and then actually did really well with this horse archer unit with 60 kills. His general only 4 men killed. Spear's pretty poor all around. The swords, I do see some good kills here with 52 and then 109, so really good on this unit. But overall, and you can see the difference. These archers here, just not as effective as the hybrid archers. Billy the Kid, I mean, again, the general, you know, it's a theme at this point. 347 kills, really good stuff. Spears, 199 on the spear unit. That's very impressive for that early light spear. But the rest of them kind of hot and cold. 142 for this spear unit as well, really good. And then as hybrids, I guess these ones weren't even involved in the fighting with 0 kills, 0 kills. This unit wiped out 48 kills and 177 kills on his skirmishers and 168 kills here. So while everyone else was tossing these fire arrows, these guys were using actual real projectiles and racking up kills. His cav, I guess not as strong as usual. He did get 129 kills here. And his trebuchet kind of was in the reserves and never really needed in this fight. Donald Levy, fantastic game for him. Did steal a trebuchet. Only managed to get 3 kills after, but still probably the highlight of the night. 133 on the gen. Some good kills with the spears here. Wow, 298 and 200 there. That is very impressive for early spears. And then his Jazeera, also 246, 200. He must have been holding that gate because that's where most of those kills probably came from. And then his hybrids, low numbers, but you can see some of them are still live. 32 kills, 23. This unit wiped out, and then 27 here. And then very good numbers on the cab. He probably has the best cab numbers in the game here, 116 and 180. Obviously not counting Billy the Kid's general. So there you have it, guys. Thank you for joining us for another medieval battle with Midnight Games Online, and stay tuned for more in the near future.